So, according to Susan Wasinski, we are the fastest. Are we? Are we really the fastest? This is me, Eduardo Rodriguez again, from the island of Puerto Rico, and here to inform and criticize what's happening in the United States with the Democratic Party, which is now the CPUSA of America, Communist Party, United States of America. No more Democratic Party. On 60 Minutes, Susan Wasinski, CEO of YouTube, was interviewed, and they have a group of thousands of employees standing by to censor conservative views, according to the show of John Miller, which is a great show, one of the best, including Don Bongino, Laura Ingraham, and Alex Jones. There's many other ones. They're the main ones that I listen to, and really so many of them. Sometimes I don't have time. Mark Levin's another one. Ben Shapiro, Michael Knowles, Michael Savage, and many others. There are many others. It's just as great. Hannity is just as great. And I can't believe this lady went on 60 Minutes, and I can't believe they accepted her spilling out these socialist agenda plans and making them possible. They're actually censoring conservative views just because they don't like what we say, and it goes against their extreme leftist views. So little by little, even though we are in power, the conservative faction is in power, they are imposing their will among us. Whether you like it or not, it's going to be imposed little by little. That's it. The next step would be imprison us for anything we say, just like what's happening in Cuba, or like what happened to Jose Daniel and 3 other dissidents whose name I can't remember. The main one is Jose Daniel, because he's a leader, the maximum leader of Paco, the head voice, and he's the one. I mostly the name I can remember. But the things that are happening there is terrible. In Venezuela, they're using the same tactics against Juan Guaido and his movement and everybody else who are dissidents and denouncing the abuses that are occurring in Cuba and in Venezuela. And it's the same thing that's happening in the United States. They're copying the same people because they are the same kind of people. They are communists. The same thing is happening in Nicaragua. North Korea, forget about it. I know almost everybody knows what was happening over there for years. Killing people from right to left. You can't say a word, because if you do say a word that's against the government, they'll put the whole family, like I said before. But I got to keep on saying it, because you got a lot of people who just can't remember, or don't want it, or don't care, or are just so ignorant and they don't know. They will put you in prison for any kind of dissident criticism you make against the president, the dictatorship, and they'll put you with your whole family in the concentration camp until the 3rd generation. If you survive, if the family can survive the first, most likely none of them will survive. I know one case, one guy who escaped, and he was traumatized. The guy was traumatized. He exposed what was happening. You could tell, and he accepted it. He was just traumatized, and they even explained it about the guy that said he's traumatized by what happened to him in these concentration camps, which was horrific. I mean, the things that happened there was terrible. You got to see the video of this. Maybe they took it off. Maybe YouTube took it off because it goes against their view. Because the Democrat Party are planning to do the same thing. They want to make education camps where you have to go, forced to go, and if you don't go, they'll force you or they'll imprison you. It's going to be like a concentration camp. That's what it is. They'll probably torture you. They'll probably kill you. They'll do a whole bunch of things to you in these concentration camps, and that's what they're planning to do because they want a one-system government. They don't want an opposition. They don't want free elections where there's an opposition going against what's wrong with the other position, with the actual president who comes in charge. They want a pure dictatorship, a total terrorism, where they are the ones who are in power, and that's it. Nobody else can oppose them, and whoever dares do it will disappear. Disappear maybe forever. Murder. It's gonna happen. Those who will support this and are with the extreme left don't think they're gonna be saved because during Stalin's and Mao and Kim Jong Un's father's reign, they did the same. They killed anybody. It doesn't matter. They didn't like you even if you supported them. Stanley had one of the most loyal followers of his murdered, and then he went to his funeral. A real hypocrite. He went to the funeral like he felt sorry, he felt sad. He didn't feel a damn thing. He just thought the guy was a threat because people were praising him as a great leader and applauding for him, and just for that, Stalin didn't like it and had him killed. So that's what's going to happen to a lot of us. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can be a bootlicker, and it's still going to happen. It doesn't matter. You can suffer just the same. And if you complain a little bit and forget about it, you're gone. That's it. And if he doesn't like you, the dictator, whoever it is, you're gone. No matter what you do. Your life is in a line. It's better to disappear, be maybe of the state of shoemaker or a plumber or something. Where you barely could the dictatorship won't notice you. You kind of like disappear. But if it's in an Islamic state, well, at least there's free marketing. But then it's just as suppressive. It's just suppressive. If they don't like you, or you say something that they don't like, or anything you did out of line, they'll kill you. Even if you wanted the religious Islamic fundamentalists, they'll make you disappear. They'll just kill you the same. They don't care. They're killing their own. None of them are monitored. They're all the same, and one's killing the other because the other one, doesn't go along with their views, and maybe the other one is less terroristic with their own people. But they want them killed because they want to impose a system where you can barely live. You have to be born without a tongue. If you're mute, it's even better. Because as long as you don't say anything, you're okay. So, there's no freedom of expression there. There's no freedom of expression in communism. And they're demonstrating it because they want to ban the First Amendment, freedom of speech. They cut off, I think it's or banned or erased, I don't know how many videos of our beloved president, Donald Trump. Not because he said anything awful, it's because they know he's a threat to them. He knows he can win. And he knows that the words that are coming out of his mouth in these conventions are motivating a lot of people because he's doing what he says he's going to do. And he's doing it. The economy is booming. Everything is going just fine. But then to destroy all that, you have these people from the media and other sources, supporting that all the illegals come in. They don't mind it destroying the economy. As long as they can win back power. They don't care if the economy is destroyed. They don't care if you lose your job to an illegal. They don't care. They don't care. They really don't care, and that's what's happening in YouTube. You know, Trump is supporting that we vet the illegals because we don't want terrorists coming in here. We don't want people selling drugs or gangsters, or, from other countries. And then Pelosi comes up with this comment that, how dare you call them animals? Well, it's true. I would have said worse. Thank God he's more intelligent than I am, because I probably would have come out with some other word. Because these people don't deserve to be here. And they're the kind of people that are killing Americans. But look how California is right now. It's a communist state. And people are fleeing the state, businessmen, because the taxes are raised to the point where they're ruining the production, the economic production. They're trying to ruin them, and that's what happens in these countries. If you're not a Muslim, you have to pay. I think it's a 40% tax. They have a name for that. I just don't remember. I think Tariq or something. It's a tax. I don't want to keep on trying to pronounce the name because I might be wrong, but I was kind of close to it. And they'll make you pay. If you don't pay, they'll kill you. They'll kill you. Or you got two choices: you submit to Islam, or you pay, or you die. Well, you got three. There's three choices right there. There's three choices. So I was wrong. It's not two, it's three. So the communists are worse. They call us the fascists. We're the ones who are the fascists, even though we're not violent. We're trying to go by the rule, by the freedom of speech, going to rallies, and they come in and they attack us. They want to beat us. They beat people to the point they will almost kill them. But we're the one who are violent. We're the one who are fascists. The socialists. Hitler was a socialist, and the communists started off as socialism, and then communists. Period. Pure communism. It's all the same. Socialism equals communism. It's all the same. So there's another point I want to make, and I want to go through is Merkel from Germany. This nutcase from Germany also wants to ban freedom of speech. He says he's going to limit the things we have to say. The same thing Hitler did. Hitler did the same thing. So plus she was raised during Hitler's time when she was a baby. This lady is just as terrible. She's just as terrible. She's a socialist. She's just as terrible. She supports everything evil, just like the Democrats are doing right now. They're supporting everything evil, and a lot of people are not seeing it. It amazes me. They won't open it, or they won't want to see it because it's to their advantage. Because they're corrupt, they'll let them do corrupt things. They'll let them violate the law. They'll let them kill, and they'll let them get away with it. But if it's a conservative, for any little thing, very little simple thing, like what happened to Roger Stone, he forgot a date, and for that they accused him of a crime. And some of them says, I don't know, 20 years or life in prison. Right now I don't know that. For little simple things, he has to go to prison, and he went to prison. He's in prison. But if Pelosi, whose background isn't too bright, even Adam Schiff and Nadler and all the rest of the Democrats and Maxine Waters and all these people, Bernie Sanders, a guy who became rich by nebulous transaction, very weird schemes, and and things. His wife, I think she bankrupt a bank or something. You know, these people, they have all of them. Joe Biden, and now Joe Biden's son, both of them were Ukraine deals, and Hillary and Bill Clinton. Merkel is just as evil. Then in London you got this Muslim mayor, just as evil. They're letting things happen. They're letting murders occur. The people rape and all kinds of barbarity, and you know, and it's okay. Let them in. And even if you was born in the country, they can take away your house. Okay, your house, your property, socialism. They're going to give it to these Muslims. Right now in England and Germany is happening. And I think I don't know in France, but I know in Germany and England, you know, they're moving the people that are born and raised in the country to give it to these terrorists, these terrorist followers. I don't care how many, they're all the same. They're all the same. They want to come, they want to establish themselves, they want to conquer the country they established it, and take away everything you got. So, you know, if we don't wake up, it's going to happen here. They're doing it here. Well, they've already done it here. So Obama already opened he flooded us with a lot of these people, and they're taking advantage of our laws. And they said it. They said we're gonna take advantage of your laws and use it against you. And that's exactly what they're doing. And with the help of these evil people of the Democrat Party, which is no longer Democrat. Don't be confused. They even said it. We're Democrat socialists. I mean, Democrats. The Socialist Democrat Party movement, they support that. And you agree with it? You agree that everything you got can go to the government? Your house, you no longer have a bank account. Everything goes to the government. The only people that is going to be rich. That's why they're fighting each other to get the power, because they know that whoever gains the power is going to be the richest person on earth with millions of slaves, and with the right to kill them and do whatever they want with them, and enslave them and reduce them to barely paupers. Right now in Venezuela, you got that situation. People are starving, eating from trash cans. In Cuba, you got a lot of the family sending the money to the family, but those who don't have any family, you know, they're living a life. I've seen videos where they don't have the food, no medicine. You know, they got no hope. People who study to be engineers, working as how you call it, some kind of mechanic, inventing things and doing things to make ends meet because they're barely making it. They don't make enough. They more or less they make like maybe $17 a day, or maybe less. Maybe less. The only ones that might come out a little bit with advantage is the women doctors, or the women in general, because if they prostitute themselves, they can go work with the tourists, who pays a lot more to them than working with the government or whatever they receive. You know, which is very, very sad. Imagine if it happened to you. It happened to your daughter, to your sister, your mother, people of your own family. That happened to you, and you have to see that, even though you don't like it and you love those children with all your heart, and you see them reduced to that. Or like in an Islamic country where they're reduced to the point of a dog. You can whip them, you can treat them. In some Islamic state, they're not even allowed to leave their house without a written permission from the husband, because they know they're shot on the spot. They take it to a side and they're shot. So that's what you want? All you liberal women, that's what you want? You know, are you really that stupid? You know, pay attention. Listen to things what's happening. Open that mind. Or seek a psychiatrist or something. Because, you know, I see some of these women, liberal women, it looks like they're insane or deranged, completely deranged or sick. You know, they won't want to listen. They won't want to listen. I see reporters going over to them and telling them, what you think about this and that. I think you're on, like they said to one reporter, I think you're on the wrong side of the bridge. You know, they don't want to listen to reason. I know a doctor, I was talking to him, they want to listen to reason. He told me, I don't listen to Fox News. And, you know, I told him, well, your comment is that you don't mind having your salary reduced to $26 a month? And when I told him that, you know, he cut me off, tried to cut me off real quick. And I said, you know, he just didn't want to hear it. It's what he said, what he said, that's it. No matter what truth I said about the situation. But he doesn't want to go live in Cuba. He doesn't want to go live in Venezuela. And if you tell a lot of these people, they say, no, I wasn't born there. I was born here. Well, go practice it. Go live it. And see if you're liable. Because then once they're established, like what's happening in these communist countries or Islamic countries, once you're there, or once it happens here, that's it. You're going to have to swallow and eat it, period. And I guess we're like the battle of Custer's, the battle of the Southern Cavalry, where last stand, Custer's last stand, where all the hope relies here, but we might lose it. We might lose it all. And once we lose it all, let's see where you're going to go. And if you don't know Spanish, and if you don't know, I don't know, what other countries, a lot of them, almost all of them are invaded. Maybe Australia's a little bit, I don't know. I'm not sure. But who's going to cross that? Who go swimming to Australia? You're going to cross that Pacific dodging great white sharks. Who knows how many other type of animals? You know, well, are we willing to do that? Are you willing to take a sail and go with rations and see if you can make it to Australia in a boat, in a raft? And if their customs over there, their type of national customs or how you call it, they catch you, immigration customs. They catch you. They might set you back after you made all that terrible trip and you sacrificed. You know, you was the point of dying when you reached the area, and then they said, no, you got to go back. You got to go back to your nightmare, no matter what, and swallow it. So where we're gonna go? Because this is spreading like the tentacles of an octopus. It's spreading. Cuba and Venezuela have sent spies to Chile, Colombia, Argentina. You know, and I know that's what's happening because I know. Even though I used to be a Democrat, now I know after so many years reading and seeking knowledge of what's really happened, I know it's there because they're sending spies. As a matter of fact, like I said in one of the videos, I met a pastor in the church I used to visit, which I stopped visiting. I don't support terrorism. The guy was with the devil and with God and the devil at the same time, because he supported Barack Hussein Obama. He was talking wonders about him. And I said, what the hell is this? This guy is supporting Barack Hussein Obama, a Muslim and communist. Or you're with God or you're with the devil. Because the communists don't believe in God. Even in the Communist Manifesto, they said religion is the opium of the society. So do we support that kind of, Maduro was, and Fidel Castro, they were slick as hell. I mean, Fidel Castro, when he started his revolution, he would kneel with a cross and a chain, and very religious and praying and all that kind of stuff. Making it look like he was a saint. The guy was the devil. He was the fallen angel. He was Lucifer. He was one of Lucifer's legions, minions. And Maduro, he went to the Pope over there in the Vatican with a statue of the Virgin Mary. And these guys are criminal. They're hypocrites. They have a talent of being incredibly evil, and people will believe them. It's the same thing that's happening in the Democrat Party here in the United States. Even Hillary once said this. She said something about that the Democrat voters were easy to manipulate. They were easy to handle. Let me put it that way. I'm not saying the word correctly. Manipulate. But they were easy to handle because they were incredibly, I don't know if she said stupid or something like to the fact, which is true. No matter how evil she is, what she said was true. They're easy to they're easy to make them believe. They're naive and they're idiots. And she knows it because she's just, she was a brilliant, evil lawyer who got kicked out of her buffet of lawyers because she was unethical. And she was disbarred from practicing law. Her and her husband, both of them. Bill once threatened one of the persons who knew his dubious background, and he said, "Well, I can have you arrested," and he had her arrested, even though the person didn't have no case against her. Just like what they did with Roger Stone. Nothing against him. No arrested. We don't like you. We don't like you as conservative views. They're doing the same thing. They're fabricating cases against the people, like they did with Jose Daniel Ferrer in Cuba, like they did with there's another Leopoldo Hernandez, Leopoldo Lopez, excuse me. He was another who lost everything. He was a good leader, a very conservative, powerful leader in Venezuela. And they imprisoned him for a long time until the international outcry was so strong they had to release him, and they broke him to pieces. I mean, the guy is barely hear about him. Every once in a while he says something. His father's the one who's going to the UE, not the United Nations, the European. The European Union. He's going over there and he's denouncing what's happening in Cuba with Jose Daniel Ferrer. The United Nations, we don't need to go there no more. It's turned into like the Democrat Party, into a terrorist organization. The ones that took over the United Nations are communists and Muslims who don't believe in democracy, period. They believe in only one ideology, and that's one they impose. Nothing else, and they were evil. They support evil. If you're evil, Wherever you're at, okay, we're with that guy. That's the one who we support. Like Bernie Sanders, he's with the Islamic terrorists, and he's with the communists. He's the communist. And everything that comes up evil, everything, Antifa, anything that oppresses and can kill and support his kind of ideas, he's with them. Alessandro Ocasio-Cortez, the same thing. They support evil. These ladies, congresswomen, Muslim congresswomen, Yan and Talib. It's the same thing. They're with evil. They want Israel to disappear. Bernie Sanders wants us to defund the funds that are sent to Israel. He doesn't mind it goes to the Palestinian, Hamas. He doesn't go if it goes to ISIS. Why? Because he supports evil, because the guy is evil. Not because he's a benefactor or he's a great leader or he has a love for his country. No. The guy is pure evil. He's incredibly evil. And if he ever took power, God forbid, we'll have a mass massacre here. No matter who comes in power, I got a funny feeling that almost all of us are saying. Elizabeth Warren, who lied her butt off, saying that she's an Indian, and she's not. And she's giving away. I mean, people follow her and believe all the crap that's coming out of her mouth. And giving away money here and this and that. They're coming up with all kinds of schemes just to get your vote. And probably do nothing about it. They probably, oh, okay. And some of them, they really want to do it. They want to destroy and break our economy to pieces. They want to bring down the wall. Elizabeth Warren, if I come to power, we're going to bring down the wall. And all of them are the same. All of them, the same thing. So please, I recommend you go to the conservative views that are available and educate yourself, because they're the one who are telling the truth. Like I said, I used to be a Democrat, and I saw that the things that were coming out of the MSNBC, I used to be a fanatic with MSNBC. And then when I started seeing things coming out of MSNBC and the lies and you know, all the negativity and treacherous coming out of these people, I said, wait a minute, that's the party I want to be in. They're supporting what's wrong. They're supporting Barack Hussein Obama when Obama was saying terrorist attacks, including the massacre in San Bernardino, California. He would say, they would talk to him about it, say, no, that's not Islamic. Yes, that is Islamic, because that's what the Quran preaches. To kill, to strike by the neck. Strike them by the neck. And if you do, and you die doing it, you're going to get, I don't know how many virgins, which is all a BS lie. Because Muhammad, who took out a lot of what he made from the Quran out of the Bible, it doesn't say that. It says the contrary. It says, once a man and a woman unite, it's forever. It's not it doesn't talk about 100 women. It talks about one woman and one man, like Adam and Eve. That's it. So, God bless you all. God bless America. God bless Cuba. I hope Cuba is liberated by that nightmare. They're suffering for over 60 years. They liberate, excuse me, Jose Daniel Ferrer Garcia. and the rest of the other three that are in prison, and the people can be freed from that tyranny, horrendous tyranny, and monstrous dictatorship. The same I hope for Venezuela, for Nicaragua, for North Korea, and China. And I hope Donald Trump wins again so we can be saved from the grip of the Communist Democrat Party. God bless America. God bless you all. I love you.